Hi, I'm Taylor from The Hill, and we are here at the National Confectioners Association, also known as the Candy Lobby in DC, with Christopher Gindelsberger, also known as Gindy, and it's National Candy Month, so we are going to take a look at some of the top candy trends and talk about what's going on in candy right now. So thanks so much for having us.
Well, thanks for coming. Hello, Facebook. Thank you to The Hill.
And let's talk a little bit about where we are, by the way, because we are in this crazy candy room.
We
right
are
now.
in the candy room. We're at the NCA headquarters based here in Washington, and we are in a climate-controlled room where we keep the products made by the manufacturers that we represent. So we represent the U.S. Candy operations, the manufacturing operations of companies that make chocolate, candy, gum, and mints.
Delicious. So every year you guys have this big sort of convention in Chicago, and you release some of your sort of candy trends and things that we can look out for this year in candy. So you've got some of them laid out here.
We do. I'm not sure if you can see them on camera, but we have a number of the trends here laid out in front of us on the table, from bits, bites, barks, and thins, down to a taste of luxury.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll go through them for this feed and for the video. And we'll taste a few.
Yeah, so talk to me about bits, bites, barks, and thins. I feel like I usually think of bark with peppermint bark and Christmas.
Around the holidays,
yeah.
right? The winter holidays, exactly. So what the companies have done is taken that same excitement and enjoyment around the winter holidays and made it into a piece of enjoyment, a little bit of enjoyment that can be enjoyed throughout the year. So for instance, the Russell Stover pistachio bark is really interesting. And it's delicious. So it's dark chocolate over pistachio. Russell Stover, great company. You know, a lot of people don't know, but the same company is Russell Stover, Ghirardelli, and Lindt. So those three companies are actually, those three brands are actually all connected in one company.
Delicious. Well, let's try some.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Here, I'll just grab a little piece.
It looks really good. It looks like a lot like a traditional peppermint bark, and I can see a little bit of the pistachios in here.
Exactly, yeah.
So, let's see how it tastes. It's good. It's really subtle. It's not too overwhelming. I feel like peppermint bark, you can really taste the peppermint. This just tastes like really good chocolate with some nuts in it.
And kind of amazing, right? And it has that nice dark chocolate flavor.
And now this, I did not even know that Krispy Kreme made candy. So talk to me a little bit about this.
Well, this is really cool because it is, okay, so it's in the thin trend line, okay? And it's not chocolate, but it is manufactured like chocolate. It's coffee. So Krispy Kreme had actually, the company that developed this had worked on it for about 12 years.
It's a long time.
It is a really long time, and they patent the process, and really what they do is they essentially process coffee beans like chocolate and create the...
is there chocolate mixed in?
There's no chocolate. It's all coffee.
It's just pure coffee.
So some people like to, so some people like to drink their coffee. Now you can eat it.
And do they sell these at Krispy Kreme stores?
They do. So it debuted, like you mentioned, our trade show in Chicago. Each year, the manufacturers of chocolate, candy, gum, and mints come together with retailers, and they make their product orders. The retailers make their product orders for the year. But the companies also showcase their emerging and new products. So for instance, Hershey, you may have heard of the Reese's Peanut Butter Pieces peanut butter cup. So Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Are they those really mini...
with the pieces, Reese's Pieces inside the peanut butter cup. Amazing,
Sounds
amazing
delicious.
product.
We don't have any here. We gotta try it next time.
We'll make sure we do it. It's not even out in stores yet, and that's what's so cool about going to the show in Chicago is you can taste the latest products, the newest trends. And Hershey, when they brought that product out, they entered it into what's called the Most Innovative New Product Awards, which we conduct every year, and they won Best in Show.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, really, really
delicious
incredible product. So we'll be sure to get that to you
guys. So now, all right, so we've got bits, bites, barks, and thins. And next it looks like fantastic fruits and nuts.
Fantastic fruits and nuts, that's right. So
fruits and nuts doesn't really sound a lot like candy.
It doesn't, but when you think about chocolate-covered fruit,
true.
Or chocolate-covered nuts, that gets right in our wheelhouse. So here's one by Dove, right? This is an excellent product. This is made by the Mars Company.
And what is this called? Raspberry, honey roasted almonds covered in raspberry and dark chocolate. Yum. All right.
And then this is Brookside, which is a Hershey product. And we've got blueberry almond. So dark chocolate.
With, I can never pronounce this right, but acai? I can never say it. That sounds delicious. This almost sounds healthy.
Well, it's always a treat. And whenever you go to pick up these products, if you don't mind, I'll just grab that packaging and show you here on camera. There's calorie labels right up front. So the consumer, when you're going and you're like, hey, do I want this Dove product? Do I want this Brookside product? You can decide what's right for you based on the information right on the front of the pack.
Delicious. Yeah. Dark chocolate is always good. So let's try a little bite of this blueberry almond flavor. And it looks a little similar to the peppermint bark. It looks like a traditional sort of chocolate bar. And it's got some little bits of almonds in here, and I guess blueberries also. Let's see. Oh, you can really taste the blueberry.
You can. It
It's
really
so
comes
good.
through, right?
Oh my gosh.
So that's
That's
another
delicious.
really great innovative product.
Why do you think people are liking all of these kind of like fusion foods, like with, nuts and things inside? Like, do you feel like consumers are just getting bored of plain old chocolate?
I don't know if it's getting bored of regular traditional products because, the companies aren't walking away from their flagship products. They're just innovating new products. And that's what really is a cornerstone of this industry is innovation, whether it comes to the product or the packaging itself. We talked about the calorie labels. We'll see some other cool packaging innovation as we get through the trends.
Yeah. The color labels I actually didn't really notice, but they're really clear and large up front. So it's really easy to just take a look and
That's right. See the calorie count right there.
Realize that you're hopefully not going to go overboard. And so now it looks like next we've got Far Out Flavor.
Far Out Flavors, yeah. So here's a cool company. This is by Project 7. And this company, you may see some of their products at Starbucks, the gum, and then other products and flavors that they have, like gummy products, gummy candies. But Project 7 actually came to the trade show in Chicago that we were talking about, right? And they entered their gum into the Most Innovative New Products Awards, and they won.
Wow.
And as a result of that, Starbucks picked up their products. This happens to be one of their new flavors. It's sugar-free, and it tastes like s'mores. And it's
Ooh, S'mores Gourmet Gum. Delicious, sugar-free. Oh my gosh, that sounds really good. So you can sort of taste the marshmallow and that s'mores flavor in a gum.
Chocolate and graham, yep.
That sounds delicious. Cool.
Okay.
What else do you have here?
And then these are hard candies. Okay. I don't know if this packaging comes through on the video or not, but these are hard candies. You can take a look at these.
Yeah.
And the flavor is from a wine grape.
Ooh.
And it's really, really flavorful and very powerful. It's really tasty.
Let's try it out. Ooh.
Yeah.
It is.
Isn't that great?
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's also light. It doesn't taste overly sweet. It's just kind of like this really delicious, tasty candy.
Right?
What is this called? Butterfield's muscadine buds?
Yeah, muscadine buds.
Delicious. It's a really good flavor. Interesting. Well, that is some pretty far out flavor.
Yeah, so, there are a number of trends. We've got one more that I think will be fun to go through. But really, if you think about the industry as a whole, people think of candy companies, they immediately think of, some of the bigger ones, which are absolutely the leaders in the industry and have some of those iconic brands that, we've all known and loved over time. But the industry is also made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of smaller mom-and-pop, family-owned for generations.
And do you guys represent those as well?
We do. A great example is Getz Caramel Creams. They're based in Baltimore, and Mitchell Getz is the head of the company, and he's third, fourth generation running the company. He's grown up in the business. He's known the business for a long time, and is a great leader within the industry.
Wow, and they're just a local sort of company. Are these smaller companies sort of hoping to go nationwide? I mean, is this show in Chicago their kind of chance to debut on a national stage?
It is a great chance for them to debut on a national stage, and also talking about sort of our economic impact, the reach of the industry.
You mentioned it's a huge industry, right? It employs a lot of people, and
well, we're concentrated, but we're mighty, right? So 55,000 direct jobs in manufacturing of chocolate candy gum and mints exist in the country, and there's a multiplier effect. So for every one job that we create in manufacturing, another 7 are created in supported industries or supplier industries. So think about agriculture and shipping, retail, folks in retail establishments. All of those jobs rely in part on the manufacturing of candy for their livelihood.
And is a lot of this candy then produced in the U.S.? It's not sort of shipping in?
It is. California is a big candy state. I mean, who can forget Pennsylvania with Hershey?
Right.
We also have Illinois outside Chicago. we were doing a little Snapchat interview earlier, and on the tour of the office, you saw a nice piece of art. It's an American flag with Tootsie Roll wrappers. And so Tootsie is a big company right in Chicago. Haribo is opening a manufacturing facility in Illinois, which is very exciting. And then, of course, we've got Just Born Confections in Pennsylvania, too.
Maker of Peeps.
Peeps and Mike and Ike's and Hot Tamales. Yeah, so
Delicious.
there are a couple of concentrations of candy manufacturers. I mean, who can forget Ohio with Spangler candies? And Spangler makes the Dum Dum Lollipop, either the iconic Dum Dum Lollipop. Interestingly, they are the last U.S.-based manufacturer of candy canes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's actually as a result of the sugar policy here in the United States, which limits the quota, the amount of sugar that we can import. So some candy manufacturers have had to take their operations outside the borders of the U.S. because the commodity cost is too high for them to operate here.
Interesting. Did not know that. I'll think of that, I guess, this holiday season when I'm eating my candy canes. So now the last category, kind of emerging candy trend we have here is taste of luxury. Tell me what that means, because this stuff was pretty decadent, lots of dark chocolate, delicious stuff. So what do we have here?
Okay, well, we have some great things. So first, let's start with Lovely Candy Company. These are cashews. They're sort of like caramels with a cashew flavor, which is really, really amazing. Great candy. And then let's go to California for Jelly Belly, okay? So first we've got the bubbly, right?
I don't know if you can tell, but this is basically a mini champagne bottle.
That's right. Champagne flavored jelly beans in really cool and innovative
Is there
packaging.
alcohol in here?
There's no alcohol in there. And then their new product, which also won an award at our trade show, and we just opened this, so I don't know if you can see that we opened it up before we got on camera, but this is the organic jelly beans, the organic line of jelly beans, the Jelly Belly has put out this year.
And what's the difference between an organic jelly bean and a regular jelly bean? I mean, do they taste different, or what's
Well, it's about ingredients, right? So, one of the things everyone knows and loves and appreciates Jelly Belly for their physical candy, but what I also appreciate about them is how innovative they are with flavors.
Yes.
They are an incredibly talented
The popcorn flavor.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
right?
They have a lot of crazy flavors.
So let's try some of these.
Try some of these organic ones.
Yeah,
and so, with the organic ones, are they able to make a lot of their kind of classic flavors organic, or are these new flavors that they're rolling out along with this line?
Some are new and some are classic. For instance, lemon is classic, right?
The strawberry is so good.
It's really tasty, right? Let's just try one of these.
Yeah, they're good. So it looks like they've got, what do we have here? Berry, coconut, lemon, blueberry, strawberry, peach, red apple, pear, cherry, and orange. These are good. So now they're organic. And I noticed this one is actually, it said that it is gluten-free and GMO-free, consciously crafted. So it seems like people are starting to really care about the ingredients.
Well, people are, right? And these companies, like I said, are very innovative, and they will meet consumers' demands wherever they are, right? Or they'll work to do that. I think I said it a little bit earlier. They're not walking away from their classics. They're just innovating a little something for everyone.
Yeah. So let's try these champagne jelly beans. Okay. I have to give them a try. So
we've got one open here.
Yeah. Let's see how it is. They're called Bubbly, Jelly Belly Bubbly. And they are completely iridescent. They look like little mini champagne bubbles.
They do.
It's crazy. So cheers.
Cheers.
They're really good. They're still really sweet. It's a different flavor. I can't say I've ever had that flavor before. And where can people buy these?
Most of these products that we just went through are on store shelves now. Some of them are you're getting an advanced look and an advanced taste.
Amazing.
And they'll be on the store shelves shortly.
Interesting. And we just passed over this. What is this last sort of bit of bars?
Sure.
Here?
Yeah. Here, you can take a look at this. This is sort of in the vein of innovative flavors. This is lemon berry zest, and that one is orange, and it's a dark chocolate. Made by one of our made to Smores companies.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard of it. What's it? Dagoba?
Yep. Organic chocolate. Yeah, it's really great. This looks like, we're standing here in the candy room, and this looks like a lot of candy. And I'm not going to lie, it does. And there is a big collection. There's a wide selection of brands and companies represented in this room. But I think one of the things that's important to keep in mind is that candy is a treat, and consumers understand that candy is a treat. You know, most people in the U.S. enjoy candy about twice per week, and it averages about 40 calories per day. So, I mean, you think about it, you know, consumers recognize that treat factor. You know, we make products and packaging that ranges from fun size to share size, and that can bring a little enjoyment to your day.
Yeah. Well, all of these candies in this room look amazing. Can you just tell me about, are a lot of these sort of brands you've worked with for a long time, and how long have you guys had this candy room set up?
Well, we moved to the Georgetown location about 5-6 years ago. NCA was previously located in Virginia, and they moved to Georgetown a little while ago. All of the brands here are represented by NCA. We represent hundreds of companies. We've been in existence for a long time, but really we're at a new moment for the industry, a moment where we educate folks on, you know, our economic impact we talked a little bit about, and also the responsibility of the industry. And that's really, I mean, to bring it back to National Candy Month, that's what National Candy Month is about. It's about awareness around a fun and responsible industry, and one that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for giving us this little sneak peek of candy, and thanks for having us here in this candy room. And yeah, we really appreciate it. I'm going to go probably finish off that bottle of jelly beans.
Well, thanks so much for coming, and thanks to The Hill. Please follow us on Twitter at CandyUSA and on Snapchat at CandyNCA. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. This has been great.
Yeah, so really good. Fun. Yeah, it's so great. All of this candy looks so delicious. I just want to get it all. And I haven't seen Push Pops in a really long time.
Yeah, Push Pops. We've got Hershey, Mars.